up, we head to San Antonio, Texas for a sentencing hearing. 21-year-old Michael Montoya has pled guilty to murder. A year earlier, Montoya and his stepfather, 40-year-old Edward Charles, were on a construction job with their supervisor, 58-year-old Paul Butler. That evening, without any known motive, Montoya approached Butler and shot him multiple times in the back and head, killing him instantly. Montoya fled the scene, but later returned and surrendered to police. He pled guilty, but offered no explanation for the shooting. The gun used in the shooting was legal and registered to Montoya. Today, he appears before Judge Stephanie Boyd to enter his plea and hear his sentence. But first, defense attorney Matthew Allen asks Michelle Hernandez, Montoya's mother, to speak about her son's upbringing.
Did he witness alcohol abuse?
Yes.
Did he witness people using drugs?
Yes.
And around the time of this incident, on that day, do you know if Michael had used drugs?
Yes.
If you know, what did he use?
Marijuana and methamphetamine.
Next, prosecutor Jason Garahan has a few of his own questions.
And you're not aware of your son's drug use, is that right? The extent of it, that's what.
Not the extent of it, no.
Okay. So you used methamphetamine with him that same day?
Were you using meth with your son? That's either yes or no.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
The prosecutor then has a few questions for Edward Charles, Montoya's stepdad, who's also testifying for the defense.
You're aware of his drug use, though?
Yes.
I mean, that night, you smoked marijuana, wasn't it?
Yes, I did smoke marijuana.
Finally, the state and defense make their sentence recommendations.
Michael is a 21-year-old with very limited history of any crimes. He was a normal young person, and then things outside of his control unfortunately influenced him in such a way that partly led us here today. But he's very remorseful. He's very sorry for what he did. We ask the court to take that into consideration and sentence Michael to 15 years.
The state strongly disagrees with the defense.
The day of, he smoked marijuana with his mom's boyfriend. The day of, he just chose to do methamphetamine. That caused him to be voluntarily intoxicated, that he chose that path. So a sentence of 15 years is not appropriate in this case. 35 years is appropriate because this person chose to go down the path he chose. But there's many people sitting in this courtroom today that chose different paths. And some of them are on a rocky road. But the fact is, they haven't murdered somebody and shot them in the head.
After hearing from all parties, Judge Boyd makes her decision.
Mr. Montoya, do you deserve an apology? Yes. And you know why you deserve an apology? Because you had horrible parents in your life. Your mom, horrible parent, still a horrible parent to this day, using meth with you. She was horrible for bringing someone into your life as a stepfather, using drugs with you. So you have horrible parents, horrible adults in your life. When I sentence you today, I want you to know that I realize your childhood was horrible. And sometimes people have a childhood that's horrible and they make it out. And then sometimes when children are taken from the hospital to be with their horrible parents, you know that they're going to have a horrible life. But by that same token, there's somebody who's dead, who had family who loved and cared about him. And whenever a life is taken, society suffers because whatever they were bringing to this world, maybe for the benefit of others, we no longer have that. So I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 35 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. All right, good luck to you.
Montoya was sentenced to 35 years in prison. He must serve half that sentence before he's eligible for parole. The earliest he could be released is 2040, when he'd be 38 years old. Next, we're in Beaumont, Texas for a hearing. 31-year-old Arthur Washington has been charged with third-degree assault on a family or household member. 7 months earlier, Washington allegedly struck the mother of his children. He was arrested and released on $20,000 bond. And this was not Washington's first assault charge. 7 years earlier, he was convicted of a similar crime against the same victim. Today, Washington appears without a lawyer before Judge John Stevens to discuss next steps in the case.
You are charged here with the third-degree felony of assault, family violence, which carries with it up to 10 years in prison if convicted. Are you getting a lawyer?
Yes.
Who?
I don't know.
So you don't have a lawyer yet?
No, I was on quarantine. Man, I was able to work.
You're on quarantine for what?
Tuberculosis.
So why the hell are you here in court if you're in quarantine for tuberculosis?
Not supposed to come to court.
What did your doctor say about this?
On quarantine.
What does that mean to you?
Not to go longer.
But you're here. So you disobeyed your doctor's order. Why don't you even have a mask if you've got tuberculosis, sir? Sit over there. Sit over there, right over there. You're in quarantine. You're quarantined over there. That's terrible. You don't have any common sense to do better than that?
After placing Washington in the jury box, Judge Stevens moves on to his case.
This case involves an who is that?
That's the mother of my children.
You know you can't have any contact with her.
Yeah.
Do you have a GPS device
Yes.
on you?
Yes.
Let me see it.
My phone? This is the only thing I have GPS on?
That's not, no. It's supposed to be attached to you.
Oh, no. I don't have it.
Yeah, you do. That's
Oh.
ordered. I just ordered it.
Okay, right now.
When the court orders, like it orders in every case like this, a GPS device, you have to have it on your person. So we know where you are at all times. You have 48 hours to do that. And I want to see a receipt of it, or else I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
As ordered, Washington purchased a GPS tether, and he remains free on bond. His case is pending. Next, we head to San Antonio, Texas for a sentencing hearing. 43-year-old Andre McDonald has been convicted of manslaughter and tampering with evidence. 4 years earlier, McDonald, an Air Force major, says he got into an argument with his wife, 29-year-old Andreen McDonald, over finances and her alleged infidelity. McDonald admitted to police that he'd kicked and punched Andreen several times, killing her, but all while defending himself. Police say part of the incident was witnessed by the couple's 7-year-old special needs daughter. According to court records, McDonald returned his daughter to bed and then took Andreen's body and dumped it in a private wooded area. The next day, McDonald was recorded on surveillance camera buying gas cans and a shovel. He then returned to the woods, where he used a claw hammer to strike Andreen's head. He then set her body on fire. Andreen's family reported her missing, and authorities began to search for her. When McDonald gave conflicting stories about his wife's whereabouts and stopped cooperating with police, he became their main suspect. 4 months after she was killed, Andreen's remains were discovered 6 miles from her home. McDonald was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, manslaughter, and tampering with evidence. He pled not guilty, and the case went to trial. It lasted 2 weeks, and after deliberating for 12 hours, the jury found McDonald not guilty of murder. He was, however, found guilty of manslaughter and tampering with evidence. Today, McDonald appears before Judge Frank Castro to hear his sentence. He's facing anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison. Members of Andreen's family are also in the courtroom and deliver victim impact statements, beginning with Cindy Johnson, Andreen's sister.
You destroyed our lives. Not only are you a murderer, you are a thief. You stole a sister's only sister. You stole my sister.
Next is Andreen's father, who delivers a very different kind of message.
We have a lot of fun together, you and I. We spoke like brothers. We spoke like father and son. You hurt me. You hurt my family. But I want you to know, in spite of everything, I forgive you. I love you. And when I say I love you, that cannot change. And it's your duty to seek God's forgiveness.
Before Judge Castro imposes sentence, he has a few words of his own for the defendant.
It's devastating that you had caused her death with your child at home, coming down, seeing part of it. It's terrible that she had to be there. And in addition, you burned the body, you beat it with a hammer, and desecrated her corpse. It just defied imagination. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and sentence you to 20 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
In addition to his manslaughter sentence, McDonald pled guilty to tampering with evidence and was sentenced to 5 additional years, which will run consecutively. He was given credit for 2 years' time served and will be eligible for parole after 7.5 years. The earliest McDonald could be released is 2030, when he'd be 50 years old. The couple's daughter is now in the custody of her maternal grandmother. Next, we go to Houston, Texas for a hearing. 38-year-old Rolando Arreola has been charged with criminal trespass. A week earlier, Arreola was arrested for trespassing at a gas station convenience store. He'd previously been ordered by the court multiple times to stay away from the business. Today, Arreola, who's being held in jail on a $5,000 bond, appears before Judge David Fleischer to discuss next steps in the case.
You have terrorized the people at the Chevron for the last 3 years. I've told you time after time after time not to go back to the Chevron. Yet you persist and you go back. I've ordered you not to go back repeatedly. Yet the minute you get out, you go back to the property over and over. So what can I do to ensure that you're not gonna go back? If you were in my shoes, what would you do?
You've asked me.
Yes.
That must have been
I've
court
asked
order.
you, I've ordered, I've prayed, I've done smoke signals.
These people know who I am. They allow me to go to the back of the store.
If you want, I will call them right now to see if you're allowed to go back.
I'm telling you this. I will not go back to that store.
And you done told me that before 18 times. Get the phone number.
At Judge Fleischer's request, State's Attorney John Kim speaks with the store owners and reports back to the courtroom.
The complainant stated that the defendant has previously come in with a stick and another time with a crowbar. The complainant is fearful for his safety. All 4 employees stated that they do not want the defendant at the gas station.
That is from the mouth of the people that work at that gas station.
This is the first time that I've heard that. It's troubling. I'm troubled from what I've just heard right now.
Don't go back. They're scared of you, Mr. Arreola. They are scared.
Believe me, yes. Now that this statement was made, believe me. Okay, I have a family to take care of, and my time is being taken away from me being able to provide for my family. I promise you today, right now, that I will not go back to that. I'm telling you right now, because this is troubling. I promise you this court, I will not go back to that store.
After 2 more days in jail, Arreola is brought back before Judge Fleischer to enter his plea. But first, the judge wants to make another call to the store owner.
We spoke previously about Rolando Arreola. Is he allowed into that Chevron?
No, sir. I've given him multiple chances, and it's better to keep him off the property.
He's telling you he don't want you there. This is Judge Fleischer, and I'm trying everything in our power to make sure that Mr. Arreola doesn't go back. And
Yes, sir.
we are going to release him, but I want you to let me know if he goes back, okay? Don't go back. You understand?
Arreola pleads guilty, and the judge elects to give him a shot at probation.
Are you going to be able to complete this?
I will.
Okay. We shall see. I really hope so. If you go back, I swear I'm going to explode from anger. Do you understand, Mr. Arreola? Okay. Good luck.
The judge sentenced Arreola to 180 days in jail, which was suspended in lieu of 2 years probation. Arreola must also take a class called Thinking for a Change in order to learn how to make better decisions. Since his release, he has not returned to the property. But 2 months later, Arreola violated his probation when he was arrested in another county for assaulting a peace officer. That case is pending. Next, we go to Houston, Texas for a bond hearing. 25-year-old Xavier Robinson has been charged with assault. 2 months earlier, according to court records, Robinson got into an argument with his girlfriend, who's also the mother of his baby daughter. Things became physical, and when police arrived, Robinson was arrested and is being held on $75,000 bond. Robinson had been free on bond for another assault charge from 2022 involving the same alleged victim. This latest arrest violates that bond. Today, he appears before Judge David Fleischer to discuss his bond status. Robinson's represented by attorney Nathaniel Mounier, who's asking that his client be sentenced to probation, despite Robinson having missed multiple court appearances.
Let's go through your stuff, Mr. Robinson.
Sir, no, sir.
Yes, sir.
This case has been open since 2022. You failed to appear October 4th, 22, April of 23, October of 23. Again in October, you failed to appear. We had to revoke and raise your bond. So a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times you absconded. And now the only reason we have you is because you picked up a felony violation of a bond condition, and you want me to accept a probation on you? In what alternate reality do you live in, Mr. Robinson, that you actually think that you're going to be able to successfully complete this? Tell me, why on earth would we take this probation?
Well, I have a daughter now. I didn't have a daughter.
How on earth could you take care of a daughter when you can't even take care of yourself? You're in jail, man. Who's taking care of that daughter? Really? Really? I'm not convinced, Mr. Robinson, because
Yes,
I don't think that you're going to make it.
Yes, sir.
Why are we going to waste our time when, if history is any indication, you're going to get out there and you're going to do absolutely nothing? What you have to remember is that this life is but one that you have. This journey can be a wonderful journey where you get to hang out with friends, family, get to go on vacations, or it can be a rotten, miserable toilet of an experience where you're in and out of jail, prison, scraping to get by.
Despite the judge's seeming lack of confidence, he gives Robinson another chance.
Against my better judgment, I will give you a chance because everybody deserves at least one chance. But I'm gonna tell you now, you muck with me, I'm gonna light you up. I am putting an ankle monitor so where I know where you are at all times. And I'm gonna tell you now, you muck this thing up, you're looking at an entire year. And I will do it in a heartbeat to protect the public so that you finally get we mean business in the criminal justice system. Do you understand, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, sir, I do.
No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact with the complaining witness in this case, and I'm gonna test you like crazy, just so you know. If you want this, I'm gonna make you work for it. And if you so much as step off it wrong, there's going to be HE double hockey sticks to pay. Do you understand? Are you sure you want to do this?
Really, there's not much of one. We could plead.
Yes, sir. You do this well, you won't end up with a conviction. You don't do this well, I'm gonna put you over my knee and I'm gonna spank you like a little child with a ton of jail time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
For his latest assault charge, Robinson was sentenced to 60 days in jail, but was freed that day after being given credit for 63 days time served. For violating his bond and for his original assault case, he was sentenced to 2 years probation. If he successfully completes the probation, Robinson will not end up with a conviction on his record.